Hi. Good morning, everyone. So we can start with our demo session now. Welcome everyone to the demo session of Dynamics 365 technical course. I'll just briefly give you the agenda for the day. I'll just briefly start with my introduction, then I'll be moving towards the course content, that what you can expect from the course, and then I'll be moving on to present you like what is the different things that you can expect from the Dynamics 365 as a ERP. Then we'll go and compare with the other products, and then what will be the course duration and what will be the expected learning from the course. So that will be our agenda today. So I'll start with all these topics, and then we'll quickly open the session for the Q&A. So whatever questions you have, whatever queries do you have from the course, you can just ask me. I'll just try to answer them, and based on that we'll start our actual sessions after a few days, right? So let us get started. I'll just quickly introduce myself. Myself Tathagat Maitra. So I have uh, close to 10 years of experience in Dynamics 365 product. So I started my career in a Big Four consulting firm, and I was there for 5 years, and then I moved to a large again IT consulting firm, and right now I'm working there. Uh, in Dynamics 365, when I just came out of college and then joined, I started my career into Dynamics 365 as a fresher, and I started as a junior developer, and then I gradually moved to become a technical architect now. And right now I'm working as a both like a technical and as a functional consultant, but I do both, and I do solutioning for different projects or different companies. So that was from my end the experience what we have. And from the product point of view, if you know that this Dynamics 365, it is a evolved version of the ERP of Microsoft. So I have started my career with the older version, and then gradually I moved to Dynamics 365, and currently we are working in the ERP. So that is from my side. Okay. Now, coming back to the course, so I'll just briefly explain you what you can expect from the course, what will be the course duration and everything, and then we'll move on to the course content. Typically, we are dealing here with Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation, which is the ERP part, Enterprise Resource Planning Program. So if you go to Microsoft website, if you just type Dynamics 365, so you will see it has different components. It has the ERP part, it has CRM, it has other components like Power BI, and it has a different applications are there. But the major two important applications are the CRM and the enterprise resource planning. So here we'll be only concentrating on the ERP part, which is our what we call as finance and operations. It's not the CRM course that we are doing. We'll be doing the technical discussion and the technical fundamentals of Dynamics 365 finance and operations. Coming back to the course, so mostly we generally have the course for around 5 weeks, like I'd say like 5 to 6 weeks, because it depends on the time also. What will be our like how many classes we are getting. So typically in a week we have like 5 sessions over the weekdays. Over the weekends we don't generally have the sessions. So if we are having like 5 days in a week, and I'll be saying maybe 25 to 30 classes will be necessary to complete the session, because because how I design the course is that it's not only we are giving, I'm just giving you lectures and you are following it, or I'm just giving you these things are there and follow this. It's not like that. We Once we start discussion, we reach a certain point of knowledge or certain point of understanding, then we start doing some practice exercises. I Some of the practice exercises I have designed by myself, just to make sure that your learnings are tested, and based on that we have just sent you like 9 10 exercises over the course duration. And in those course, I also guide you how to do it based on the new learnings what you have. So that also takes some days. So combining all these things and combining the sessions and the lectures, so it takes around, I would say, 25 maybe, or maybe 28 20 30 classes. It depends on the batch size also. right? So that will be our agenda, and we generally try to finish by a month, or maybe 40 days maybe. We try to complete it in those days, 30-40 days. So that is in our plate, that how we can pace up the sessions, and how we can based on the, again, it depends on the batch strength and how the batch is taking the course. So based on that, we generally go ahead and do the discussion on the course itself, right? So that is from the duration side. On the content, as I have already told you, this will be our Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations as an ERP that we are discussing, right? And mostly when we start the course, I would ask you to maybe not much prerequisites, I would say. It's just that the some of the things that you need to learn, if you are coming from a background where you know bit of coding, or you know the basic of object oriented programming, it will not be it will be, I would say, it will be great if you know that stuff. If you do not know, still you can definitely join the course. The reason being, I definitely guide you like how to go and do the coding, and also use the object oriented programming concepts. So if you are coming from a background where you do not have maybe some accounting or finance background, where you didn't have much experience in your object oriented programming, still it is okay, I would say, because I keep you sending you practice materials and learning materials, so that you can learn the object oriented programming concepts, and the basic concepts are only tested, not the advanced concepts. Okay, so that is just to clear, because I have keep on receiving these questions, that if we need this object oriented programming concept, or if we need to have these things in our in our system, right? So but it's not exactly required, I would say, that you need 100% knowledge, otherwise you cannot join the course. It's completely false, I would not say like that, right? So that will not be needed. Okay, so on that note, the other part is, if there are any prerequisites for the course, I would say not as of now, because the environment for practicing and environment for doing the course, I will guide you how to install that environment, of course free of cost. It will not charge you any money for that. You only need some specification in the laptop, that I will tell you later in the discussion. But as of now, just to be clear out, that we do not need to pay some money to access the environment. It is free of cost completely, and I will guide you how to install that over the over the internet, and also how to guide you how to access it in your own laptop also. So both of them I'll just guide you in the machine itself. Okay, so on that note, I'll start with the demo. So if we are clear with that, and then I will take maybe 15-20 minutes, and then I will open the session for Q&A. So whatever questions you have, please do ask me, and I would like you, all of you, to ask me questions, because it will be very obvious that if you can clear your doubts, whatever questions you have, then it will be easy for me to continue with the course also, right? So on that note, I just need couple of minutes to open the slides and present you. So on that, so just give me 2 minutes, then we'll start with the presentation. Okay, so let us get started. So I'll be quickly sharing you a few slides, and we'll just discuss what Dynamics 365 about, and how we can compare to the older versions, and what is the expectation from the new product. So that will be in our agenda, right? And that will be presenting, and then I'll be quickly opening up the actual environment. I'll try to show you. So I'll be just having the VM gets opened. So I'll just try to do that. Discuss on the Microsoft Dynamics 365 products. So as I said, so our focus will be on Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations ERP. It's not the CRM, but with the ERP. So if we go and so previously when we started it, I mean, Dynamics 365 is not the actual version. So we started with AX7. So when Microsoft released the product, so it was called AX Accepta 7. So what is AX? I'll explain you in the next slide. But it was quite, I think, 2016-17 it was released, and then after 2017, late 2017 or 18, it was rebranded to Dynamics 365. And right now, why Dynamics 365? Because it is being used it is okay, just give me a moment. I'm just getting call from the admin. Just give me a moment. Okay, so once we maybe yeah once we are discussing the Dynamics 365, as I said, so in after 2017 it was rebranded to Dynamics 365, and Microsoft has specific reasons for that also, because right now, previously what used to happen, it is just only the Dynamics 365, or rather the old ERP Microsoft was selling when you go to a client, but right now it's not exactly like that. It's a complete overhaul your IT services what Microsoft is selling. You can have your CRM solution, you can have your ERP solution, your reporting capabilities to Power BI, all the different other aspects of the business can be rebranded. And that is why Microsoft has given it is under a common umbrella, and that umbrella is called Dynamics 365. So under that umbrella you have your CRM application, you have your ERP application which we will be dealing with, which is called finance and operations, and also you have your Power BI capabilities, and you have your other reporting infrastructure, Azure cloud operations, all those different structures come in. So that is a common umbrella that Microsoft has, which is called Dynamics 365, right? Now coming back to the main part, so when we discuss on the Dynamics 365, so we should understand like how the technology has been evolved. So what used to happen, so as I said that when I started my career, so I started with the older version, and that older version was Dynamics 2012, and what we call as AX 2012. AX means Axapta, which is called AX Axapta 2012, and in that we it is still in under operation. Many organizations in the world they still use that, but Microsoft is pushing everyone to upgrade to the latest version, which is Dynamics 365 for finance and operations. I'll not discuss the much older version, which is 2009, but let us discuss on this version and what are the differences and what is the main thing that Microsoft has built in. The first thing is older versions, it was an Windows based application, and right now we are using something which is built completely on cloud. So what do you mean by Windows based? So it is just like a software that you download in your laptop. So if you go to any website and if you just download a software, what do you get? You once you download it, you get an exe file, right? Executable file. You go run that as an administrator. It asks you for some permission, and then it gets installed in your laptop, right? Similar way that was happened in the older versions in the Dynamics 2012, that you have to download that application and you have to install it in some in your local laptop or in your machine. So the managing the environment, managing that laptop, or what do I say, managing that infrastructure, your how much memory you will be you will be giving up, what will be the RAM size, memory size, everything has to be managed by your IT team, organization's IT team. So that was kind of a big challenge, because I have personally worked in many projects where we have seen that when the project started, maybe there was 200 300 users in the company, but down the line after a few years it has gone maybe 800 1000 users. So if you have started with some maybe 96 GB memory, and if you are managing maybe 200 users, is that sufficient to manage maybe 1000 users? The answer is no. So you need to keep on upgrading your infrastructure. So that's a kind of a problem, or that's kind of a job that the IT team used to have, and that was a continuous process. So right now with the cloud application, that is not the case, because in cloud, it is a pay per user model. So it is just that the for everything we are Microsoft is billing us based on the number of users. So if you see when you go live, you ask Microsoft that okay, I have 500 users. Microsoft will manage the environment in that way. After a few years, if you say that you have 2000 users, maybe 4 times users, again if you go and submit that checklist to Microsoft internally will manage those resources in the cloud itself. You do not have any headache. It's just that for each user you are paying it, and that is a basic concept of cloud, and that is a big shift what has happened. And along with that shift, there are so many other different capabilities which have been included also. Excuse me. So those capabilities related to integrations, because right now the development environment is a Visual Studio, your coding happens in Visual Studio in our finance and operations. In the older version, it was a different environment, what we call as morphics environment. So when you say Visual Studio, so you're connecting to any web services, doing some integrations, all these things becomes very easy, because you don't need to create a C sharp class in other environment and then bring that class and then do the integration. In the same Visual Studio, you can write your ERP code also, and you can write your C sharp code also, and it's just a matter of clicks that you can go and do that addition of that C sharp class to your actual project, right? So that's kind of a big shift what we have, and once we go deep into the course, we'll definitely learn onto that. But right now, from the integration side, the DIXF and the JSON integration, all these things have become a bit easier. I would not say from the coding standard it has been easier, but from the infrastructure based it has been easier, right? And reporting capabilities, the major reporting part from Dynamics 365 has been SSRS report, which are the inbuilt report in Dynamics 365. That structure is exactly same in the older version and the new version. So whenever we go into the course, and you will see that the same SSRS report we use, the infrastructure is being used, and that is a primary reporting capability what Dynamics 365 offers you. 90% of the report, still most of the clients they use SSRS reports. Right now Power BI reporting is also there, but it is not free of cost for a client. So you have to buy that license, you have to do the integration, and then only the Power BI reporting capability comes. And also Power BI is something that is kind of a enhanced reporting capabilities. If you need that kind of reports, then you can go for it, but otherwise mostly we concentrate on the SSRS reports. And also from the mobile capabilities, in the older version we have the mobile for very few modules, maybe warehouse management or shop floor management. We can use like a mobile or internet capability, and we can go and use that. But right now with the Power App concept, so we can build app for, it's kind of for any application we, or any part of application we can build an app. So it's kind of a mobile development, app development we can do for any application. So previously, if there was an warehouse management process and I was limited to create an app only based on that module, but right now it is not limited to that module itself. It is, you can go and maybe create an app for your sales orders, maybe your purchase orders, all these different things you can go ahead and do, create an app for, right? And that is how the technology part has been evolved in the Dynamics 365 platform. Okay, so that is a change that has happened from the technology side. Yes, most of the changes has been happened. And from the functionality side, if you go and see the from the functional part, I would say 75% of the things have remained same. It's not that Microsoft have built a lot more capabilities from the functional side. And from the functional side, I mean the different modules what we have, different capabilities what the product can offer. And right now Microsoft is also building so many different things, which is true, but major, the core functionality has remained same. Be it your organizational modeling, your workflows, everything has remained same. From the finance side, we have the e-banking capabilities. All these things were previously was there, and it is still there. And from the security and compliance, the structure remains same, but it has been more presentable. Microsoft is kind of presenting it in a more much better way, right? So functionality was, I'd say, this has been remained same. This will be mostly when we discuss like how to create a workflow from scratch, how to do security analysis, doing the your data mapping and everything. All these things when we learn, we'll learn more. But just to be on comparison side, it has remained mostly same. Okay, so that is from the function side. Now we'll go to the like architecture, D365 basic D365 architecture after that. But before that, I just want to highlight few points. So maybe some of you are working right now, or some of you are coming directly out of college, right? So if you do not know like what a Dynamics 365 about, or what is the concept of ERP, so let me give you a quick understanding, and you can, I hope you will try to relate to it, and then I'll show you the environment also. Right. So so let's consider that if you go to your local grocery shop, or what you call as kirana store, and you want to buy something, right? So when you go to the shop, maybe one or two persons is managing that shop, right? And what he is doing, you are just asking them, okay, I need some maybe soap, detergent, or biscuit, whatever you need. You are just giving them the list, and he is giving you the product. So in a way, he is storing that all those things from his supplier or the distributor who is giving him this. So he is purchasing those items, he is selling that to you himself, and he is also keeping a account for that, like how much he has sold in a day, what is the amount that he got, and he can calculate his revenue, cost, everything he can calculate. And in similar way, he is calculating his inventory also, like how much is left, what will the number of maybe biscuit packets are left. All these things he is managing on his own. Why he is able to do it? Because he is doing it in a much smaller scale. So in a way, if you consider that as a company, so his purchase, his sales, accounting or finance part or inventory management, all these different aspects of that business he is doing on his own, right? If you consider very small kirana shop or grocery shop, he doesn't need any help. But right now, if you consider the same experience with a big retailer, maybe your grocery shop, maybe Reliance grocery shop, or if you're from Hyderabad, you know there's something called as a Ratnadeep, all these different grocery shop. Consider the number of stores they have, that is the first thing, and consider the number of employees and how the mechanism works. So it is not that they are storing everything day in day out. They have distributors also. The distributors also come to that each shop, and they give them the different products, and they store it into their warehouse, and then they go and distribute each product into the each shelf of that store. So when you go to the store, you know that where you find your maybe fruits and vegetables, and where you will find your other groceries, where you will find your cold drink, biscuits, chips, everything, right? All these things you know, because they store these things in that way itself. So they have a team for managing that. They will have a team for like purchasing all those things, and then you have the sales counters, right? They have the point of sale machines where they scan the barcodes and everything, and at the back end all those finances calculation is happening. So to manage an company like that, you need a robust software. And if you think that you can do every module on its own, like your purchasing happens from one software, your sales happens from another software, it can happen, it definitely can happen, and previously that was the main concept. But right now with the ERP, the concept is you do not need so many softwares, or do not need so many systems to manage this. It's just the only one application which will suffice for all the different modules in your business. Be it your sales, be it your finance, be it your inventory management, everything can happen from one system. And the good part is, the two major important like objective of the ERP is accounting and reporting. So every type of transaction you need an accounting, like which finance account, how you can manage those accounting. That's a big challenge for any big organization. So you need to learn where your cost is going, how much you are spending for your employees, how much you are spending from your utility bills, how much you are spending for your rentals. All these different accounting concepts any organization would like to know, so they can do their cost restructure, cost cutting, any kind of cost management, cost analysis they want to do. And that can only happen if you have an integrated software which gives you the complete picture. And that is the concept of ERP, and that is what we are achieving from Dynamics 365 Finance and Operation. And the second important part is that reporting. So you can understand that if the purchasing manager wants some report, that your purchasing team can give you like any day if you have different software. But if someone from the manager, or so who is managing everything, he wants some report from different department, is it easy to get a report? If every department has their own system, first they have to download the data, then they need to prepare the report, and then he need to get all the reports and then combine them and prepare something. So it's a very time consuming task, and that is why from the ERP side, if you just go ahead and have a system which can gives you report in a minute, combining all the modules, then that is the best solution for you. And that is why this reporting and accounting concept is very very important in the ERP. So whatever we do, whatever customization, whatever changes we are doing, at the end result remains is that you have to have the correct accounting entries posted into the system, and once that is posted you get the correct report out of the system. So that is the main concept of it. Now let me go to the environment itself. So let me see if we can. So yeah, so this is the Dynamics 365 product, as I said, right? The different modules what we have. So let me change the company, and this is the cloud application what we discussed, right? So, and this is a dummy data what we have. So yeah, so if you see here, this is the application. If you go, we'll discuss about this later in our course definitely. But just to give you a highlight, so if you see this application, so and if you right click here, there are modules. So if you, there are so many different modules are there, right? So there are so many different modules are there. So previously in the older version there is not so much, but right now Microsoft has broken down the big modules to small modules. So that is fine, but the concept wise there are so many different things. Do we need to learn all the functionalities of the module? Answer is no, because for our development environment, it is not needed to learn the modules functionality and everything. The development environment remains same for all the modules. It is not specific. But if you want to have a functional knowledge, then yeah, module specific knowledge will be needed. Now the question is how, what kind of like environment, or what kind of, so business, every business, do they need all the modules? Again the answer is no. So if you consider it as a company like any manufacturing company, like a project that we have done a few years back for Eicher Motors. So Eicher Motors is a company who makes Royal Enfield bikes, right? So they use Dynamics 365 also. They have CRM, ERP, dealer management system, all the different applications they are using. Okay, so the Aisha model. So if you consider them, so they would need the manufacturing, right? And manufacturing you can find from production. Then they would need their inventory management. Then they would need the retail part, and also the finance, which is the general ledger, which is absolutely necessary for all companies. And they will need the supplier management, everything, right? So they would need maybe 5 or 7 or 8 different modules to be used from the ERP. But if you consider a small company which is only a, maybe a financial services company or some bank, so do they need inventory management, production, all this part? The answer is no, right? The banks or financial, they, what will they have for production, or like a finance inventory management? They do not have, like they only have customer uh, balances and everything, and maybe expenses. So according to the need of different customers, we customize different modules. And the customization, it depends from consultant to consultant, what customization, how he is preparing the solution. Based on that solution, we go and do the analysis, and then we start the development. And our job as a technical consultant, or as a, I would expect everyone to, when you are learning, you will be joining as a junior developer, right? So your job will be to sit as a, maybe work with someone or working under someone for Dynamics 365, and then you go ahead and you do the development. So I just quickly brief you out on the different aspects of the Dynamics, like the project structure, right? How the project works. So yeah, there's a demo link for today. So yeah, every project has few steps, right? So I just quickly go through the steps. So we have something called this, and we have, So any project, if you go and see, there can be different steps also, but on a broad level, these are the steps what we can expect. So it starts with an as is studies, and this is kind of a after we sign the contract with the customer, that okay, these are the things that we are going to implement. After a that I mean, from the sales and the pre-sales team, once they confirm it and the project confirm, then it's as is study. That as is study is nothing but you go and understand the business of the client. That's it. That is the most important part, I would say, of any project, that how you understand the business of the client. As an example, if you go to any retail project and if you feel that okay, that client has five steps in their operation, and in the ERP you get three steps, so that's a gap of two steps, right? That you have to understand at the first stage itself, so that you, the next step, what is a gap fit analysis, that you can do better. And all these are done by the functional consultant, or what we call them as SMEs, or maybe solution consultant. So they are the functional team. They are not related to the development or technical team, but these are very very critical step any project, I would say, because I've seen so many examples of projects. If you do not know the requirement, if you do not have the requirement analysis completely done, then the project can go for a toss. Right, these are important just to know that what are the gap with the existing product, because if you know the gap, then you can design the solution, what will be the to be process, right? And that to be process is a backbone of the project, right? You know that okay, I have maybe a gap of two or three steps in the retail solution, and then you can go ahead and do the FDD, which is a functional design document. I have written this because this is kind of a milestone in every project, that how you design the solution and how you can present the solution to the client. And once that is signed off, then that means that okay, maybe your finance module, you have created an FD, your inventory management, you have created another FD, and those are signed off, means there is a mutual agreement between the client and also between the company, that okay, these are the changes that needs to be done, and these are the changes that will be delivered. So maybe you are saying okay, I have to do some maybe 50 different reports, or maybe two different processes needs to be built in, right? And that all these things needs to be completely mentioned in the FDD, and that you have to I mean, you have to abide by, because that's kind of an document that you have signed with the customer. Now once that FDD is completed, then the technical architect, or who is a lead technical developer, they go ahead and they sit with the that functional consultant, and they prepare the TDD, or the technical architecture, that okay, you understood that what the changes needs to be done, and as a lead developer or as a lead technical, then you understand do the solutioning of the project. But okay, I will need these things, these are the changes that needs to be done, and maybe you identify okay, then there will be five developers needed for that, and then we start the development. And that is why as a junior developer, our role starts in, right? Maybe as a functional consultant who is a SME or something, their role starts from these steps, right? And as a junior developer, your role starts from here once you do the actual development. And once you grow in your career, you can go ahead and be in the discussion with the TDD, and then if you are having good functional knowledge, then you can go ahead and discuss with the other part of it, right? So that is why I always tell, so once you are doing something, it's not that blindly you have to do it. Always ask questions that why you are doing it, and if it is possible from the base product or not. That is very critical to know, that if something is already available in the ERP, then what is the need for a change or a customization? There is no need. So that is why, as a functional consultant, whoever is presenting a solution, is very important for him to know what is absolutely present in the product, so that our development effort gets minimized and we can use whatever is available. And also as a technical developer, you should also ask questions that do we need to have this customization needed, because can we use the system functionality? Because if you know that, then you are in a good position, that okay, you know the product also, you know the concept, so that you know that, and you can also guide the consultant also, right? And when you understand okay, there are some customizations, you should know how to do it, and that comes with your experience and everything, right? So but as I said, as a developer, you start in the development phase, and then the testing and the UAT step, and finally the production deployment. And you can name the steps in any other way. There are different most of the projects right now go for agile methodologies, and in agile you can name it in a different way. So that's a different ball game altogether, but I just wanted to give you this understanding so that you know that where your role exactly fits in and what is the life cycle of a project. And as I said, once you go into a project, you will maybe might work with some of your colleagues who are maybe junior, or you will be working with someone or under someone, so you know that which project or which stage you fit in into that project. Okay, on that note, so I'll just quickly go through the architecture ones. So this I'll discuss in the later in our session also, but quickly, right now Dynamics 365 offers a single sign-on structure. So if you have one account which is on Microsoft account, which will tell you that one single sign-on process is enough to log into your Dynamics 365 application, to your LCS portal, to your DevOps application. And if you tomorrow, if you implement CRM also, then the same sign-on will be used. How that happens, that we'll discuss later, because that will be too technical. I'll not want to go there right today itself, right out of the bat. But it's just the concept is one single sign-on, one email ID password is needed to enter into multiple applications. It's not that different applications will be different, sorry, not application, different sign-on credentials will be needed to manage different applications. Okay, that's a D365 finance and operation architecture provides you that concept. Okay, so on that note, let me stop the share, and then I'll take questions from all of you. So whatever questions you have, you can definitely ask me. I'll leave the session open for question. And before going into that, I just quickly highlight one point. I previously said that the environment that will be needed is not exactly it will be free of cost, right? So yeah, definitely it will be free of cost, all of you. So it will not be. I mean, you need not to pay any money for that, right? So it's just that. I mean, when you have two options. Either you can go ahead and do a like free of cost online version, which I just showed you. That is the online version. You just need to create an account for that. No other thing is needed. It just opens on your browser, and you can access it for 2 hours at a stretch. And the other option, which you can, where you can download that application free of cost, that also I'll show you in the class itself, in your local laptop. For that, you need few specifications in your laptop. The specifications are: first is 16 GB of RAM, second is Windows Professional or Enterprise version, and third is at least 100 or 120 GB of free space. Because once you download that application, it it around 90-95 GB space it takes, and to run that you need a like a Hyper-V application where it runs the VM, right? And that is why you need a professional or enterprise versions license. So these are the prerequisite if you want to install that application in your laptop. If you do not want to install, and you can just go ahead and want to work on the online free version, that also you can do. Okay, so based on that, so I'll ask all of you to, if you have any questions, please go ahead, and then we can discuss in further.
Hi Mitra, my name is Shiv Kumar.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
What is the main difference between CRM and ERP in this dynamics?
CRM application is only used for having the customer centric data. So it is for customer relationship management. So as in assuming that, let's say you have a lead, right? So that a lead can be anyone, it can be a company, it can be a person, and that lead management process happens like it, from the lead you can create an opportunity, from that opportunity you can create a customer, right? So this is how it happens.
Yeah.
So lead is nothing but you, like a credit card, if you are selling, so someone can be a lead, then it can be an opportunity customer. So all these data, following up, sending emails, all these things are easily maintained in the CRM. And from the CRM itself, you, if you want to have a like a small item list, or you can want to sell something, you can generally do that. But the main important thing, which is the accounting part, creating an order, all those different steps in the order, that cannot be maintained from an CRM. And that is only I'm
Okay.
talking about customer relationship management part. If you want to go ahead and have other capabilities for maybe your purchasing, inventory, your production module, all these things is not available in the CRM. It is just the operation customer management part you can have from CRM itself, but ERP gives you all the other capabilities.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Lenin. Can you provide us what the syllabus is going to cover?
Lynn, can you just repeat again?
Can you said you're going to show us what the topics you're going to cover, right? Do you mind giving a brief? What are the topics and what is the I mean
Yeah,
estimate?
yeah. So I'll share you the I think the course content. Okay, so that's a good thing. So yeah, we'll be. Let me see if I have that exact course content as of now. Mm, just give me a moment. But yeah, definitely I can just brief you on that, or rather I'll just give you in the next class. Yeah, so but I'll just quickly brief you on that. So what I do is generally we study with our we start with our basic data types. So we discuss with the basic data type what is our enumerations, EDT, all these data type we discuss for few classes, and then we go ahead and discuss the major important thing, which is the data structure. In data structure we understand the tables, queries, views, which is a major important concept from any development side. Once you have a grip on that table, data structure, everything, then we go ahead and discuss on the display part, which is our forms, menu items, and different type of forms, how we can design a form, all this part. And then we quickly move on to the x plus plus part, where we go and write our code. We learn how to write the x plus. So here the coding language is x plus plus, what you call x for xerox, x plus plus, that's a different language. But if you know any programming language like SQL, Java, I mean 90% of that you can easily understand from it. Is exactly similar to any programming language, any object oriented programming language. It is not that if you need a separate knowledge for it. Yeah, as I was saying, so once we learn the x plus plus, so we go ahead and do our different way of doing customizations, our event handler, chain of command, all these things we learn, and we do our practices. And once we do that, then we move on to once we are familiar with the coding part. And that is important to know, because the advanced concepts what we discussed related to our SSRS reporting, related to our integrations, related to our data entities, and also we discuss workflows. So for all those concepts we need the x plus plus knowledge. And I mean in advanced concepts, we, as I said, we know SSRS reporting, integrations, how to connect to Azure. Then we can know, discuss on the workflow creation from scratch, data entities, custom data entities, security essentials, all these different things we cover. And mostly this is the course content that what we discuss. If you need any other specific topics, yeah, you can definitely let me know. But in the course itself we try to cover everything, all these different topics, advanced, from the basic to intermediate to advanced, everything we try to cover in the course itself. Okay. And once you and complete this, as I said, in the meantime I send you practices, also practice exercises. Once you do that, then we can go ahead and do the other topics. Because most of you, some of you, I have, like, I have taken other batches also, and have seen that some of you go ahead and have, like, if you have some work, you need some specific knowledge on some specific topics, that you can also understand, and we can connect to one and discuss on that also. Because that is something maybe not relevant to the batch or everyone, but that we can deliver, definitely go ahead and discuss in the class itself. Okay. So but any other question from anyone? And yeah, just a request from our side, you can definitely drop your email ID and contact number in the chat window. So the Visualpath admin who is available, they will be in touch with you. They will only let you know what is the course timing and what will be the schedule and all the necessary details, because I mean the environment this session management is being done by the Visualpath team. So I'll be having the sessions and course content, I'll be sharing everything, but this session management will be done by them, and that is why it is important to share your contact details, email ID and phone number in the chat window. So I request everyone to do that if you haven't done already. Okay, any other questions?
Hi, this is Sam. Just
Yes,
would like
Sam,
to
go ahead.
know, are you going to cover the LCS part?
Yeah, LCS management will also be covered. Because as I said that we have to install, and if I'll show you the process of installing the VM in your local machine. So for that we need to create an on Microsoft account, and we have to go to LCS and download that part. So from that side, yeah, LCS management, how to deploy the code to LCS, that part will also be covered.
Okay.
Okay, so I believe from the demo you know like what to expect from the course, what will be the expectation from the course. So if you have any questions, please do let me know. But in the meantime, please do be in touch with the admin also. But I just like to know that all of you, what will be their expectation from the course. If you are a student or if you are in a mid working professional, so please do let me know on that. And if you have any questions, again as I said many times, please ask me. So I would like everyone to uh, get a good clarity on their queries before starting the course, so that we are all in the same page, that what to expect, how to expect, and what will be the mode of the course. Okay, any more questions from any one of you?
Hi, this is Abdul Salim.
Yes, yes,
Hello.
please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, I'm having experience in software testing. Since 9 plus 4 years, I worked at software testing side only. If I want to move to this, how I have to achieve?
Yeah, as I said, so this will be the basic starting point. So you have to go through the course. So we'll go through the course, uh, learn the basics of Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations as a technical consultant, and then you will get yourself certified. So that is a next stop process. So I'll also guide you how to prepare for the certification. I mean, if you need that, I mean, some of the students have already done, but if you need, I can also help you to prepare your CV, because I take like close to 20-30 interviews in a month, like how know like how to at least prepare your CV. So I'll guide you on that also. And also after that, like after completion of the course, if you are like putting your resume to companies, so that you can also ask me like which companies to go for or which companies to, but yeah, after the course, then only I'll also guide you to how to do the certification, because that will be the next step for your development journey. So that will be critical for your going to any company. If you have a good certification, that always helps.
Okay. Whatever languages I have to learn for starting this course.
It is just that basic object oriented programming concept you need. You don't need any
I
separate
am
specific tool.
I'm having knowledge in core Java.
Yeah, then that is enough. That is more than enough to go write your code in X++. So the language is X++. I have repeated multiple times that it is not that the coding language is syntaxes are important. It's the concept and how you implement the changes that is more important. And if you already know the code Java, then it is more than enough to go through this X++ knowledge.
Okay. So what is the course fee and duration?
Uh, course fee that Visualpath admin will confirm you. So I mean, I don't deal with any like financial transaction, nothing. So that you have to connect to Visualpath admin, and for that you please drop your email ID and the contact number in the chat window. Course duration that I can confirm you because I take the course. Mostly it's around 25 to 30 classes. So it's around maybe 35 to 40 days or maybe 45 days. So yeah, in around five weeks or maybe 5.5 weeks we generally do complete the course. Yeah, in between if there is some urgent issues or something, then it can go maybe to 6 weeks, maybe 6 and 6.5 weeks, but generally we try to complete it by that time. Okay. And it will be a 5 days a week course, so not over the weekends, every day over the weekdays. And if I'm missing out on some classes, if I have some urgent issues, that also I inform in our groups so that we can take a necessary class over the weekends. Okay.
The class is in virtual mode only or offline also available?
In virtual mode only. Offline I don't take actually offline classes, but yeah, it's completely online classes over this go to meeting.
Okay, okay, got it. Thank you.
Do
So
you,
what?
sorry, do you cover any upgrade strategies from 2012 or 2009 to?
Yeah, I generally discuss that from 2012 2009 known, but the problem is in a demo environment or something. I do not have a model store from 2012, right? That I honestly do not have. I mean, I'll not lie to you that I can just show it to you because I cannot get a like a actual 2012 model store and then I'll show you how to upgrade it. That is not possible in a demo environment. So what I can tell you, I'll just tell you the process how to do it, what is the checks you can do in LCS and everything. But the actual model file showing how to do that upgrade is not exactly possible, but I'll guide you on the process itself.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Sushmita. I want to know, what time would the courses be? In the morning or evening?
Yeah, it will be in the morning itself, but what will be the exact time, like 8 a.m. or maybe 8:15, 8:30, that I'll discuss with the admin and then I'll confirm. But yeah, it will be a morning course itself because I mean we all have our offices or our classes, colleges, whatever we have. Mainly generally it starts after 9:30 or 10, so we try to complete by maybe maximum by 9:30. So either it will be from 8 a.m. in the morning or maybe 8:15 or 8:30. But yeah, it will be completed before 9:30 itself.
Okay, thank you.
One more question for reporting. What are you going to cover in reporting part?
SSRS reporting. So your query-based SSRS reporting, your inquiry reports, your Excel-based reporting, and also reporting with DP class-based SSRS, which is the most commonly used reports, which is the most critical thing to know. That will be covering, and also the basic concepts of the Power BI reporting. These are the reporting concepts that we are going to discuss.
Okay. So you're covering also the Power BI reporting. Um,
Yeah, Power BI it will be not completely because that's a separate course actually because it's not completely I can discuss because we need a data connection and all these things, right? So, but we will definitely discuss on the basic concept. I'll not say that we'll completely cover Power BI reporting because that's a separate course altogether. How you can design the Power BI report in the Power BI desktop, downloading it and everything. But yeah, basic concepts, how to connect and then how to build a small report that we can discuss.
customization existing report, that's not going to be discussed there, right?
Customizations for Power BI,
No,
yeah,
not Power
small
BI.
customization.
I mean for SSRS report in.
Yeah, that will be discussed completely. That will be completely covered. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, how to do the customization, how to design the report in the Visual Studio, how to deploy the reports. Everything will be discussed from the SSRS part. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. On that note, then you can conclude for the session. Thank you everyone for joining in. So it was a great pleasure to have all of you in the session. So we'll be commencing the sessions next week. So as I said, the Visualpath admin, they will be contacting you. They will confirm you the timing, the course time, duration, everything, and then we'll get started next week. Yeah, we'll confirm you the dates also. But yeah, I hope to see you all in the session, and please be in touch with the Visualpath admin. They will be connecting on behalf of us, and once we commence the session, then we'll have our own groups, and I can also share my credentials. You can also be in touch with me also, right? So on that note, we can conclude the session for the day. Thank you everyone for joining in. Yeah, thank you, and
Thank
have
you.
a good day. Yeah, if you have any further questions, please let the admin know.
Thank you.
I'll try to answer on behalf of them. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.